16 years in 2 weeks. 16 years since I first started learning to trade. I want to share with you some lessons that I think could be very useful to you. I've learned a lot over the past nearly 2 decades, and there are so many parts of my journey that I wish I had that information, that guidance, that know-how, what to prioritize, what not to prioritize, when to focus on this, when to focus on that. If I could have had that mentorship, it would have pushed me along to succeed quicker. So what I want to do is share some things as I'm going through memory lane. This is my very first journal that I started to map out my life. Many of you will be sitting there today, learning a system, wanting to see, is this really going to be possible? Am I going to trade 7 figures? Am I going to make the money that I want to make? I've got goals in here about, buying my mum and dad a house, person I want to become. I want to share with you some hard truths that a lot of traders find it difficult to swallow. Number one, first one is, your success is going to be directly correlated to the person that you become versus how much you know. A lot of traders have got that in reverse because they know a lot but haven't become a lot. If you accept that part, that's going to give you a competitive advantage over the average trader. The reason as to why it's more difficult to acquire the traits of success versus the knowledge of success. So think about it like this. An individual that has the knowledge of success but not the traits of success will find it difficult to replicate, sustain and produce success. The person who has the traits of success but doesn't have the knowledge of success can acquire that knowledge and more easily apply it and obtain the success and sustain it. So what does that teach us? That without the traits, it's all temporary. And I don't know about you, I don't want temporary success. Another pill that a lot of traders have got to swallow is the reality of, even when you win, you will still go back to losing. And even if you have consistency for a period of time, it's highly likely that you get hit multiple times before you break through and sustain it. I think a lot of people are under this entitlement because they've learned a lot, they know a lot, they still haven't become a lot, but they have enough knowledge and they know the system enough that they feel entitled to it. And when they start making money, they become complacent. So why do traders that win will then just revert back to losing again? And why is it so common? Well, another thing that we have to come to terms with if you really want to be a successful trader for years, and this is someone speaking 16 years in a few weeks. It's a long time, guys. You have to come to terms with edge is not just statistical. Edge is not just technical. It's well-rounded. So if you want a complete edge, it's got to be way more than just these statistics that you see on the screen. It's got to be everything. A question I would always ask any trader is, what competitive advantage do you have over another trader if all you have is a statistical edge, that someone else also has access to the same statistical edge? Where is your advantage? Your advantage is going to come from the person that you have become, because at the end of the day, you're the one trading the account. Statistics are statistics. Simulation is simulation. That doesn't mean that you're going to be able to replicate that. So the person that you become and the type of individual that you are is going to be directly correlated to how much money that you make. Because you have to be decisive, you still have to have high discipline, high confidence, and have the ability to stick to your plan even when things are not going well. You have to be the person to manage risk and not let your emotions get out of control. You have to be the person that can still stick to your trading plan even after that you have this itch to just want to tweak and want to change things. And this is another thing that traders have to swallow. You have to get very comfortable with the fact that success can be tedious and boring. So it needs to be repeatable. It doesn't need to always be tweaked or changed. So what happens from my experience is that even when traders start to do well, which is my original point, why do they always go back to losing? Because even when things are going well, they're too quick to optimize. They are very, very quick to optimize versus going, this is working, it's working really well. Let's not change anything. But it's the tweak, the tweak, the tweak, and before you know it, it's a completely different system. I think another thing that everybody has to come to terms with is that your success is never going to happen when you think it's going to happen. It's never going to happen on your timeline. You might think it is, and there are so many times over the last 16 years, earlier on in my journey, where I thought, this is it, I've done it now. And I had seen a glimpse of, well, what else do I need to know? Like, results are coming in, money is being made. Why can't I just scale it from there? But what you have to remember is that at each level that you get to, there's going to be different hurdles, different demons that you have to fight that you don't even know about right now. There are problems or issues that you will have to overcome that won't even come to the surface because you have bigger problems to worry about. And when you start to overcome that, something that you didn't think was affecting you will then affect you. What I'm saying is it's not just a smooth path. And the quicker that you get comfortable with the fact that it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster, but you have to be comfortable with the roller coaster. You have to be comfortable with the ride. And if you're not comfortable with the ride, you're always going to be deflated, always disappointed, and you'll live too much in a victim mindset, even when you think that you're not. And that within itself will make it take longer. So you need to become the type of individual that can be extremely focused and less distracted. Distractions right now are an all-time high. So if you don't have a genuine plan to be focused, I already know by default you are distracted. Because look at what's around you. And it's only getting easier and easier to be distracted. So if you don't have a genuine plan, you say, right, this is how I focus. Just by showing me that you don't have a focused plan that is concentrated, I know there is a 99.9% chance you are distracted, which will delay your success further. So I saw this today. I want to show you something.
Suffer from procrastination was the greatest thing ever. It's from trillionaire, first trillionaire general Napoleon Bonaparte. And I used to quote it wrong. So he said this, and this is the English American version, which is wrong, but it's interesting. Attack and then plan. That's a great thing to procrastinate. But you know what is original? If you look in the French, you know what it said? Attack and then we'll see. So many people, they're not launching their personal brand. They're not reading books. They're not writing their own books. They're not launching their business because they're like, I need to have everything perfect. No, attack, and then we'll see what to do next. So the plan unfolds as you step through the next door. Stop procrastinating.
You see that procrastination is an illness. You know what was so incredible about that? Attack, and then we'll see. So this is an example of a trader that backtests, and they never really get involved in the live market. You have to be the type of person to attack, and then you'll see. And what that means in actuality is a trader who's got money, who decides to risk a certain amount. It's a controlled amount. They can afford to take the risk on it. It's a small amount of money where they want to get the real emotions involved. And they are not just blindly taking trades, but they're taking trades and not taking it personally. They're building data. They're taking trades that meet that current plan. And that current trading plan may not be the fully finished plan. When did the best do you wait until you became the best version of yourself to take any action? You would say absolutely not, because you would say I'm not the best version of myself yet. Well, you've achieved goals, you've progressed, haven't you? So why would that be any different with your trading plan? Why would you wait for a perfect trading plan to then start actually trading or moving forward? You wouldn't. You would just be going for it. So it's really, really important that you understand that attack and we shall see. So forward test, and that gives you the opportunity to look at those trades and go, done this well, didn't do this well, done this well, this is not good, get rid of this. How do I understand more about that? And then maybe when you backtest, you'll backtest something that's relevant, something that's specific, something that maybe you didn't quite understand. So you get intentional knowledge that you can move forward with. And that's the difference. So many traders are procrastinating, not just on trading itself, they're procrastinating on becoming the version they need to become. So they're just looking at it one-sided, and they've been sold on this idea, and the industry is phenomenal at this. It will make you believe that the reason why you're failing is because you just don't know enough. Where I've met thousands of individuals that knew enough, just not enough about themselves. And that is why they continue to be destructive. You can't fix someone that has destructive behavior that is not willing to change. It doesn't matter how much they know. They could be an engineer, doctor, lawyer, super smart, intelligent, capable people. But if they are going to get in their own way, it's very difficult to help those individuals. So as a trader, you've got to come to terms with that you need to overcome yourself. That is going to be your biggest hurdle, not how much you know. That is an ongoing process. Of course, you can improve over time, but the biggest thing is overcoming yourself. Now, I want to leave you with something. This one really, really hit me when I read this. Whosoever shows you your faults is your friend. Those that pay you lip service in praise are your executioners. A friend to everyone is an enemy to himself. So in the trading industry, when you see everybody wants to be friends with absolutely everyone, listen, there's always going to be a conflict of interest to a degree, different beliefs, different opinions. And that's absolutely okay. It doesn't mean to have friction with everybody, but it's also okay not to want to be liked or want validation from absolutely everyone. If you are around people that only give you lip service and praise, well, then you'll never improve. You want to be around people that are willing to call you out on your faults and say, hold on a minute, this is not good. This is not the person that you said you want to become. Why are you not doing this? And this is why power of community. Don't underestimate how important it is to have other like-minded individuals that have also made that commitment to change, to be able to hold you accountable. You might say, well, I just need to hold myself accountable. Well, how far has that got you? It will get you far to a degree, but don't underestimate how far you can go with others pushing you. That's always been true. So if you're just around people that are giving you praise and lip service and it's inflating your ego, they're executing you because they're not allowing you to become the type of version that you could become. And I'm very, very fortunate early on. I was surrounded by some good mentors. I've learned from a lot of great, great people that have always pushed me to become the best version of myself, and that is ongoing. And I am no way near where I know I still can be, but yet I've achieved so much. And it's in that mentality of not taking things personally, being able to step back and having the self-awareness to realize where I can improve on. It's that level of humility that keeps me striving and moving forward. You should do exactly the same.